Well, I'm now sitting beside a man who probably needs a sit down because, Vic Demain, you've been hosting what has proven to be an extremely successful Dennis SISIS seminar here at the Emirates Riverside. You must be exhausted because you've been doing a frontman job all the way through.
Yeah, I am exhausted because I didn't sleep a wink last night, actually. So I just kept tossing and turning, didn't get to sleep. I rarely do the day before.
You're so natural when it comes to it. You can't get nervous, not a man like you.
Well, you never know how the audience are going to react. You can make all the plans, but there's also that little person in the back of your head who's saying, this is going to be rubbish. And you see, I'm a southerner. They're all Geordies up here. They can't understand me anyway. So
you've been up here long enough now. You're almost familiarised.
I'm always going to be an outsider, believe me, particularly being a southerner.
But getting back to the seminar, you were at the very, very beginning, 10 years ago, you sat down with Roger and said, how about it, Roger?
Absolutely right. We just held a bowl seminar at my old club, Uxbridge, which Dennis supported. And at the end of that evening, they said to me, Vic, is there anything that we should be doing? And I said to them, I would love to do one for cricket, specifically for cricket. It hadn't been done. We'd got the other shows of Soltex and Bigger, but nothing had been done for cricket, and it was something that I wanted to do. I'm passionate about the industry. I like talking about the industry, and I thought there would be other like-minded people around who might come and listen.
And 10 years? Well, this is the 10th seminar, 9 years. But you must look around the audience and the quality of people who are sitting in that audience and think, wow, must make you so proud.
Yeah, that does make me feel proud. I mean, some really high-profile people today. But the other amazing thing is when you look around the audience and think that there's a few guys who were at the first one as well. And that first one was in London. We're now in Durham. And those guys are still here with us. And they've been going to practically every one. So we've got to be doing something right.
One of the highlights for me was right at the very beginning when that cricket film was shown, going back last year when cricket was on the front pages as well as the back. It really raised the profile of the game, and it was a Durham lad who was at the centre of it, the new sports personality of the year, Ben Stokes. So it must have done wonders for cricket and for Durham as well. Yeah,
well, about a week after England had won the World Cup, Ben and Mark Wood, who also played in the final, they came back to the club here for one of our T20 games, brought the World Cup with them, brought their medals with them, and they lined up out on the field there, and they didn't leave the field until every one of the kids had gone past, taken a selfie, had an autograph or whatever, and they were absolutely superb with them. And cricket was buzzing. Our crowds for T20 matches, even though Stokes and Wood weren't playing in them, almost doubled. And that's something that we need to harness, and we need to keep that buzz.
That's the legacy that's got to be carried forward, like at the 2012 in the Olympics. You've got to, because there's nothing better than a big sporting event in this country. The whole country buys into it. And I say England, I'm Scottish. Yeah. We don't get that to the same extent in Scotland, but you can live off the buzz a little bit.
Yeah, well, we're a small island, and I think we can all take a little bit from that, although the Scots probably won't like England winning too much. But
we did have a Scottish captain at one point.
Yeah.
Douglas Jardine, Mike Dennis.
Yeah, Mike Dennis, yeah, that's true. So there have been a few Scots who have played the game, and we're not that far from Scotland, so who knows, you might be able to claim a little bit of Ben Stokes.
Well, we're talking here, I'm sure, maybe you told me, is this the northernmost test ground in the world?
That, I believe, is true. They have played one-day internationals at Edinburgh and places like that, I believe. But I think as far as test matches go, we're the furthest north that there's been test matches.
Well, you're the man that's got the biggest problems weather-wise of the whole cricket world, really, in many regards.
That you could see it that way, but I don't see the divide so much as being north-south as east-west. We're on the east coast, which I think generally is pretty dry, whereas the west coast can be pretty wet. And so what often happens here is that the rain comes over, hits the Pennines, and then just disappears. So I think I'm correct in saying that there was a survey done a few years ago of the ground that had the least hours play lost for rain in a Test match ground, and we came out as the one that had the least amount of hours lost. Yeah. It's colder here and it's windier here, but in general, apart from this winter, in general, we're normally not too wet.
Well, we're looking out at some sunshine at the moment, which is a great surprise given we've just had two of the biggest storms. We've had one of them, ironically called Dennis.
Dennis, yeah, that was ironic, and it just hasn't stopped raining here since October. We've had so much rain, but we can't do anything about the weather.
Well, you're an honorary northerner these days. but thanks very much for a little bit of your time, and well done for what has been a wonderful occasion today.
Pleasure, thanks very much, and good to see you all.
Okay.